Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the one and only Bernie Sanders. He's back in the news, but this time it's not something negative that, people are attacking him or he did not do so well during the primaries. But this case, he was able to back to the Senate and do something very special for most low-income wage workers. Let's watch a video here.
And now I find that some of my Republican colleagues are very distressed. They're very upset that somebody who's making 10, 12 bucks an hour might end up with a paycheck for 4 months more than they received last week. Oh my God, the universe is collapsing. Imagine that. Somebody who's making 12 bucks an hour now, like the rest of us, faces an unprecedented economic crisis with the 600 bucks on top of their regular unemployment check, might be making a few bucks more for 4 months. Oh my word, will the universe survive? How absurd and wrong is that? What kind of value system is that? Meanwhile, these very same folks had no problem a couple of years ago voting for $1 trillion in tax breaks for billionaires and large profitable corporations. Not a problem. But when it comes to low-income workers in the midst of a terrible crisis, maybe some of them earning or having more money than they previously made, oh my word, we got to strip that out. Got to tell those poor people that no matter what. And by the way, when the McConnell bill first came up, unbelievably, and I know many Republicans objected to this, they were saying that, well, we want to give whatever it was, $1,000 or $1,200, but poor people should get less. You see, because poor people are down here, they don't deserve, they don't eat, they don't pay rent, they don't go to the doctor, they're somehow inferior because they're poor, we're going to give them less. Well, that was addressed. Now everybody is going to get the $1,200, but some of my Republican friends still have not given up on the need to punish the poor and working people. You haven't raised the minimum wage in 10 years. Minimum wage should be at least 15 bucks an hour. You haven't done that. You've cut program after program after program, and now, horror of horrors, for 4 months, workers might be earning a few bucks more than they otherwise went. Well, needless to say, this.
So there you guys have it. What Senator Sanders is referring here is that there were a couple of senators from the GOP that were objecting to Bernie Sanders' unemployment provision that he added to the bill. Obviously, among these senators that were objecting, we have Lindsey Graham, Tim Scott, Ben Sasse, and Rick Scott. They all Wednesday objected to the fast-tracking the bill over a provision that will grant an extra $600 per week in unemployment benefits to low-wage workers who lose their jobs. So basically, Bernie Sanders came in and said, look, we're going to add this provision where, most people who lose their jobs are more likely was going to collect an unemployment insurance money. Yeah, they will get a partial amount of their salary through the insurance, but we want to help them with an extra $600 on top with unemployment benefits from the government. And the GOP senators is like, no. What are you gonna do that? This is gonna incentivize people not to work. We want them to come back to work. So we're gonna help them out with a $1,200 check a one-time $1,200 check, and that should be enough. Plus, if they go and collect unemployment money, that's a lot of money they don't need anymore. And then, as you saw right there in the video, Bernie Sanders came out saying, like, how dare you to say that they don't need money in a time of desperate need? Obviously, we're going through a huge crisis with the coronavirus pandemic here in the United States is increasing by the number of cases, and people are dying more. But as you see right now, these GOP senators came out saying there must be an error. Why should these low workers should get more than they will be earning if they will have the job? Let's say, I think one of them made a clear example here in this. It says so. Scott made this example, right? If someone in South Carolina making $20 an hour or $800 a week, he will get up to like $326 of unemployment benefits in the state, followed by another $600 a week in federal benefit, meaning that they will be earning more than their normal salary. So that's the problem they will have. That yes, they will get that $326 unemployment, but the extra $600 will amount more than the $800 they will get per week, which means that they will be earning more than the $20 an hour, perhaps $24 an hour, by giving them those extra $600. So they say that's not right. That's not right, because that will incentivize the worker not to go back to work, because we're gonna give them extra $600 for 4 months. For now, that is coming April, June, July, August, maybe all the way to September. And Bernie Sanders' argument is like, you guys are fucking, like, you must be kidding me. Why are you guys complaining? Right now, you're just gonna give a huge, you're gonna give a huge handout to the ultra rich by giving them trillions of dollars to take them, to bail them out of this economic crisis that we have. Again, you're gonna give them a lot of money, which obviously some people we could argue that they don't deserve to be bailed out. But this is what we have. The GOP obviously controls the Senate, and we have Trump in office, so most of the time they're the ones who are at the top of what goes in and what goes out, and Democrats could just do so much to fight certain provisions in the bills and certain things that they don't like. And that's what Bernie Sanders did. He said, look, they obviously have more power over us right now. They're going to win the argument, and people are in desperate need to get some financial help to pass this crisis. So obviously we want to pass this bill today as fast as possible, but at the same time we don't want the GOP to just give like little pieces of crumble to the poor people and give everything to the rich people, everything they need, even if they don't need it. Like, they're giving everything to the rich people, the ultra mega rich. So stop trying to like nitpick on the things that will benefit the poor people, because that's what the GOP senators were doing. They was like, no, we cannot give them extra cash on top of what we already given them. And then obviously Bernie Sanders said, no, what the hell are you guys doing? No, it's okay, just give them the insurance unemployment money, and give them another extra $600. They're gonna need it because obviously Bernie Sanders wanted to give $2,000 a month to everyone, but the GOP said, no, we're only gonna give in $100 one time, and that should be enough. Plus, everyone is collecting unemployment insurance money, so there you go. They don't need it, because obviously they want people to come back to work at a certain point. So Bernie was able to fight them off. You saw the video. He went on to the Senate. He told them, how dare you guys to even bring this shit up? You guys are fucking, you should be ashamed of yourself for even trying to like bring down the workers prohibition money, when rich people have been getting everything they want to from you guys. So don't come over here and try to persuade everyone or trying to stop the bill from passing just because you don't like this provision I added that more likely will benefit poor people. All right. So obviously, by the end of today, we find out that the U.S. Senate passed the $2 trillion coronavirus economic stimulus bill, 96-0. So no one opposed it. At the end, all these 4 GOP senators came out to their senses and they said, you know what? Okay, Bernie, you can have it. And not because they came to their senses and they say, you know what, I understand their struggle. We're gonna give them this. We're gonna let them have those $600. Oh my God, no. They decided to give that to Bernie Sanders because Bernie Sanders told them, if you don't do this, if you don't give those extra $600 to these poor people, then what I'm gonna do is that I'm not gonna vote either, and I'm gonna stop this bill from coming to fruition. And are we gonna go into another debate besides this debate that we have right now? We're gonna go into another debate where I'm gonna try to regulate the kind of BS bullshit that you have included in this bill in favor of insurance companies, the aviation companies, the oil companies, all these companies that are trying to get bailouts. I want to see the text. I want to see it, and I'm gonna try to make changes here and there because I know you guys are doing some bullshit. You guys giving a lot of money to companies without any strings attached. So I want to see the text. I'm gonna try to change some things. And if you guys don't decide to give this to these people, give the $600 to the poor people, then I'm gonna do whatever it takes to try to change the other text that you guys have. So the GOP senator is like, all right, Bernie, you could have these $600 for those motherfuckers, right? That's what they did. It's like, you could have the $600 for 4 months. 4 months. So these people, obviously, like my mom, for example, she makes about $35,000 a year as a housekeeper. And obviously, right now, she applied for unemployment insurance. We'll see what she's gonna get, but she's supposed to get almost maybe $400 of unemployment insurance, and on top of that, she will more likely get another $600. Right? So that's what Bernie Sanders did for my mom and people like my mom that make less than $75,000 a year. Obviously, other people who make more than that at $75,000 a year, they will get less than $600. I think that's what I read somewhere else, but I'm not sure. But that's something that we should be very grateful for Bernie Sanders that obviously got this done, because these GOP senators want us like, these poor people are not gonna get the full benefits that we giving these rich people. Only rich people could have it. Oh my God, disgusting fucking low wage workers trying to get something. Get the fuck out of here. Right? And this is what Bernie Sanders can do. This is what Bernie Sanders does his best. Obviously, he has been a great senator all his life. He has worked with other people, in this case, GOP people, to, get things done that will benefit the working people of the United States. And this is the kind of work he would do if he were president, if he become president, because he will first watch for the American worker, and then later on he will try to work with the Senate or rest of Congress or whoever to try to make something for the private sectors or companies here and there. But it has to be some kind of benefits for the worker, because in this case, this bill will give trillions of dollars to the private sector with no strings attached, meaning that these companies don't have to give you unemployment insurance money, or they're gonna give you sick and leave. None of that. None of those things. None of those little benefits that will greatly help the American worker are not included in that. They just gave them money for the sake of bailing them out. This is worse than what happened in 2008. And 2008 was really bad. Right? I mean, we bail out banks with no strings attached as well. So, but this is the GOP we're talking about. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. But I'm grateful that Bernie Sanders was able to step in and do something good in this huge, massive, disgusting bill that was passing through the Senate. But at least there's some help that would try to alleviate the crisis that we're going through right now.